Alright, so both our runners are in Concrete Man stage. The main objective here is to get, at least in my opinion, is to have as little damage as possible going through the stage. And our main obstacle is going to be coming up in a couple screens here, where we got these elephants, and there's 3 of them. And all 3 elephants take 12 shots of buster damage to get past them, so we like to minimize getting that damage as much as possible. So as you can see on ProInfernape, he's smashing as hard and fast as possible because the elephants, well, they do a ton of damage, and me no licky damage. Alright, and both our runners are past, almost past the elephants. ProInfernape has a slight lead, and MetroidMaster passed their 3rd elephant, so on to the rest of the stage we go. MetroidMaster is going to have to be a little more careful as he goes through the rest of the stage, as he's at least less than a quarter health. ProInfernape seems to be having no problem whatsoever right now. As we go through the platforming section here at the end of the stage, as we go to face our first Robot Master in Mega Man 9, and that is Concrete Man. Now what you'll see here from ProInfernape as he does this fight is he'll stay pretty close to Concrete Man and do a little dance to avoid the concrete shots, but not like that. You know, that's probably a little unexpected. Ooh, Concrete Man giving ProInfernape the business right now. There we go. ProInfernape takes down Concrete Man. MetroidMaster also dealing with Concrete Man. Gotta be careful. 1 body hit, and it might be curtains for MetroidMaster. 2 more shots. There we go. Down goes Concrete Man for MetroidMaster. Nice job. Alright, so our next Robot Master is actually going to be Magma Man, because usually what happens is Concrete Shot's weakness is for Galaxy Man, but we go to Magma Man because our main objective is to get Rush Jet as soon as possible and use that for the more annoying stages later, or where Rush Jet is most versatile. So we go here and use the Concrete Shot to get us through the stage and use it for such utilities like that, creating a platform to not fall into the lava here. And as you'll see in this section with ProInfernape, use these lava chutes to clog them up. Ooh, and MetroidMaster takes a death. That's unfortunate. So ProInfernape is going to use the Concrete Shot on this dragon. It's going to take 6 shots, I believe. And boom, down goes the dragon. So as versatile as it is, it's great for mashing too, the Concrete Shot. Alright, so as I said earlier, we're going to see ProInfernape use this Concrete Shot to great effect, as he's going to clog up these lava pipes to get underneath them as quick as possible. And I don't blame ProInfernape there. There's a frame-perfect spot there where you can get right next to the lava and use the Concrete Shot to skip it. But sometimes you just got to take it safe, especially when you're in a race. So ProInfernape is going to take on Magma Man next, and this is kind of a dance in itself too, as Magma Man does this little spray shot from his cannon, and he either does short hops to 1 step, or he does a big jump where he skips to 2 steps. And, you know, sometimes it takes a bit of getting used to the Magma Man's rhythm in order to take him down. And boom, there you go. ProInfernape takes down Magma Man, and usually in most Mega Man games, you like to stay as close as you can to the center of the arena, because, well, he's got to jump up and do his fireworks there. Alright, so ProInfernape is going to go to, I believe, Galaxy next, as MetroidMaster begins their fight with Magma Man. Alright, now here's the best track according to some in the game in Galaxy Man's theme. I will not agree nor disagree. Ooh, and MetroidMaster taking the body damage from Magma Man. That's unfortunate. Taking a death. Now, what you see a lot in Galaxy Man's stage is a lot of rush coil use. As, you know, what I like, even though I'm not in the tournament, when I did this stage, I'd like to switch to rush coil right at the beginning because I know I'm going to use a lot of it, so I might as well just stick to it. So you'll see that from both our runners as they're going through this stage, as coil gets most of its use, I think, in this stage alone. And MetroidMaster finally taking down Magma Man, so good for him. He'll be moving on to Galaxy next as well. ProInfernape has pretty much a stage lead and kind of messing up his timing there. Oh, he makes it right through the second floating blob there. MetroidMaster now joining us in Galaxy Man stage, and this last section coming up on ProInfernape's screen, you're going to see a little trickery, as we're going to use those little helicopter enemies to help us move a little faster to get through this last section. Or not. I guess ProInfernape's deciding to take it safe here. At least as safe as can be. Ooh, that was close. See, what ProInfernape wanted to do was shoot out that concrete shot, jump on it, and then go through the door, but he probably saw the timing wasn't there and took it safe. Alright, so Galaxy Man, we want to see 2 swoops, and we don't get it. But, essentially, Galaxy Man will shoot out his black hole bomb, you seal it up, and he's pretty much a sitting duck. But we pretty much want to see 2 swoops from Galaxy Man. MetroidMaster halfway through the Galaxy Man stage now, as he's going to be going through the teleporters here in a moment. So ProInfernape has I believe, half a stage lead on MetroidMaster, as he's choosing to go to Hornet Man next. Now, there's pretty much a you can go to one of 2 stages after Galaxy Man, Hornet Man or Jewel Man, but the I believe the preferred route is to go to Hornet Man next, because we can use his weapon on the Cheese Puff Ball in Jewel Man stage. Alright, so we're coming up to one of the most annoying enemies in my opinion, in this game, and the little flower down here, because it likes to go wherever it wants, and we'd rather be on the platform below us, so then we can shoot all the concrete shots into it. Look right there! Boom, dead. That's one of the best spots it could be in. ProInfernape avoiding the scissors, trying not to get cut. Yeah, so we gotta deal with these little flower plots. We're gonna use the concrete shot to create a platform here so we can jump up to the next section, or at least he wanted to. But not exactly there. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that Mega Man got cut. Alright, so Hornet Man's actually a pushover when you have the Magma Bazooka, because every Magma Bazooka shot that hits him, they all hit him. So pretty much, that's the Hornet Man fight. It's easy as it goes. You know, I say they're easy, but you know, in the hands of these runners, you know, they'll make it look easy. I'm just saying that it looks easy. Alright, we got one of the most versatile weapons, in my opinion, in the Hornet Chaser, as it has a homing property, and it also will pick up items for you if you shoot one out. It won't pick up E-Tanks, which is disappointing, but hey, it's still versatile. So Dual Man stage is next. You're going to see a lot of Hornet being used in this stage, and a lot of the concrete shot as well. Well, that's not where ProInfernape wanted that shot. Let's see if he switches to Hornet here. Yep. And as you see right there, the little Hornets grabbed the energies for Mega Man and brought them right to him, because they're so nice. So MetroidMaster taking on Galaxy Man now. And down it goes. Alright, so we use the Hornets here for this, so then the Cheese Puffball comes straight down, and then you can either use the concrete shot or the Magma Bazooka there, and the Cheese Puffball just immediately gets destroyed. That was weird. I guess he wanted the diamonds to stay in place, so then they wouldn't knock him where he didn't want to go. Alright, so MetroidMaster opting to take on Hornet Man next. Alright, so the perfect Dual Man fight, you want to see two shots. So you want to shoot the first one out, and then have Dual Man take 5 damage from it. And it looks like ProInfernape has it. Boom. Perfect Dual Man fight right there. As MetroidMaster is making their way through Hornet Man's stage, about to come up against the Flower. See if the Flower cooperates for them. Nope. It decided to be in an annoying spot. Yeah, you really want that Flower to be on the platform just below you, because it's in the perfect spot to fire out the concrete shots. So now ProInfernape has the Rush Jet, and we're going to the last 3 stages where you're going to see a lot of use out of that Rush Jet in Plugman, where he's going to Plugman first. We also got Splash Woman and Tornado Man after this. So here's our first example of using Rush Jet, as we're going to get halfway, or to right there, I guess. Spring it out, and then just go through the rest of the first section here. Now you'll really see it get put to use in the next section coming up here, as it's pretty much all Yoku blocks. I think for most Mega Man 9 runners, this stage itself is pretty much the decider of whether or not they have a run. Alright, so ProInfernape's pretty much in the home stretch of Plugman stage. as we're going to see probably one more use out of that rush jet in this next screen. Hopefully our world timer is there. It is not, so we gotta wait a little bit. Oh no, no. Okay, oof, that was close. Alright, so we're gonna come up to Plugman here. We're gonna switch to the Jewel Satellite, which is what we got from Jewel Man, and we're pretty much just gonna sit right next to Plugman and, well, plug away. As MetroidMaster is making their way through Jewel Man stage, he's slowly making up time. After that trouble with Magma Man stage, he seems to have settled into a groove now, as he pretty much handled the Hornet Man stage. I mean, it is essentially, but it's probably better because at least you can control when the shield moves. And MetroidMaster just opting to use all the Hornets to take down the Cheese Puff Ball. Alright, so Splash Woman stage is another one where you're going to see some use out of that Rush Jet, probably 3/4 through. Or at least when we get to the bubble section here coming up, which has never been seen in a Mega Man game before, not once. Alright, so here, as you can see, ProInfernape using Rush Jet in order to jump on the bubbles to get around the screen, and there we go, right through it. So you're going to see it again in the spike section coming up, where he's going to use the Rush Jet to climb up onto these platforms to get to the ladders as quick as possible. One more ladder, and we're pretty much in the home stretch of Splash Woman stage. There we go. Alright. So Splash Woman is, I don't want to say a joke of a fight, but it's pretty much a joke of a fight, as you're just going to be shooting out these Hornets, and they're going to go straight to her, outside of when she summons her little fishies. MetroidMaster going to Splash Woman stage next now. And down goes Splash Woman. You know, it's probably the one weapon for Robot Master that doesn't make sense, but I guess because they're robot bees that they work. But, you know, you'd think they wouldn't work underwater. Alright, so Tornado Man, our last Robot Master for ProInfernape, as once again you'll see a lot of use out of that Rush Jet coming up, as pretty much the entire section's coming up, and later on pretty much the same gimmick, but we're just gonna ignore that with the Rush Jet, because forget this section. Yeah, that entire section, just forget about it. ProInfernape using that damage boost to make it through that section a little faster. ProInfernape grabbing this E-tank that's conveniently hidden behind the cloud that I honestly didn't know until I started watching some of these guys running in preparation for this tournament. And we're in the last screen of Tornado Man stage, and ProInfernape using a very safe strategy of just putting on the Jewel satellite and ignoring these umbrellas. So MetroidMaster just taking down Splash Woman, and will be on his second to last Robot Master stage in Plugman. And Tornado Man not being kind to ProInfernape at all. Tornado Man doing Tornado Man things. And MetroidMaster opting to traverse the Yoku blocks in the first section, as ProInfernape is now on Wily stages. Alright, so that Rush Jet, if you haven't gotten enough of seeing it being used, get ready. You're gonna see a lot of it in the first Wily stage. So the game has an intended way for you to do this with the tornado. The runners are just going to say no to that and just use Jet a lot. I think ProInfernape had an idea of what he wanted to do, but he wanted to time it correctly. So yeah. There's the beginning of our uses for Rush Jet, as, you know, these little propeller spots, the game intended for you to use Tornado, but we have Rush Jet, so we're just going to say no to that. Because at least the game was generous enough to put down those large energy pellets for you, but Tornado costs a lot, and yeah, no thanks. No thanks, game. Alright, so we're going to use Concrete Shot on the dragon here again, and down it goes for ProInfernape rather quick. Like, alright, so ProInfernape quickly getting through the first Wily stage here, as we're in the home stretch as it is. We're going to be seeing our first Wily boss here, who's a bit of a tanky fight, in my opinion, as pretty much you got these 4 little robots that are going to be shooting at you, and if they get to the... They start on the right side, and if they make it to the left side, they start shooting little homing attacks at you. So you're going to shoot these spike balls right into them to destroy them as fast as possible. And ProInfernape is going to focus on the bottom 2 because it's, well, faster. But the top 2 are going to get their little damage boost here in a moment, and you'll see these shots just home in on where Mega Man is. just watching this fight really makes my thumb tire. So, MetroidMaster on their last Robot Master in Tornado Man as ProInfernape finishes their first Wily stage. Alright, this stage. I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't like this stage. So, Wily 2, you got these, throughout the stage, you're going to see these little projectors come around, and they're going to create these invisible, these platforms that aren't really there. They just, you know, make you think like, wait, where's the open spot again? And you kind of have to, as these runners have played this game a ton, they already know where those spots are, and they can either just ignore them or go around them, or just outright ignore them. And here we go with the flower boss, and not in a particularly good spot, but ProInfernape gets right up to it and fills it full of, well, concrete. This section always gives me a bit of anxiety because I'm always afraid that I'm going to jump right into the spikes or mistime my jump, like right here. Making sure Mega Man's big head is out from underneath the ceiling there. And here's a prime example of those little projectors messing with you, is this section right here. Alright, so we're going to be making our way up and down these ladders, trying to get to that little crevice on the right here. Otherwise, it's going to be really taking the long way around to get up there. But ProInfernape gets it, and we're going to be seeing the Wily boss of the stage, which is a... I should have done my homework and checked on the names of these bosses, but I like to call it the Shark Jet, as ProInfernape's going to... use the coil to jump up and then fire using the tridents, the laser tridents. Sadly, the way the back part here works is it will only open when all the missiles are destroyed. And the middle section here, you can do it one of two ways. You can either use the trident that ProInfernape is, or the more casual route where you can use Tornado. But we're going to save that Tornado for later. And so now we're in the final section of the jet, the Shark Jet, where it's going to fire these lasers out, opens its mouth, shoot it with the tridents, and boom, dead. MetroidMaster having a little trouble here with the first section of Wily 1. You can see there's the intended strategy for Wily 1, but we don't have time for that, so we're just going to ignore it with Jet. Alright, so Wily 3. So this stage is actually probably one of my favorite stages because of this little vertical section here, where you get to sit and chill as you're taken up, and you get to do a dance, and the dance is required, otherwise the run's invalid. Alright, I guess we can say ProInfernape's run is valid now. So we're going to be going to a little folly section here where we're going to get to our second belt, which is actually the more trickier one, as there's more spikes, and there's most importantly a master tank in that section, which is going to be crucial for the rest of this run as well. For those unfamiliar with Mega Man games, when you get to castle stages and you start using your weapon ammo, it doesn't refill upon entry of the next stage. So we're going to be using that master tank in a bit, as we're going to refill all our weapons before going into the final stage. And that's how we do it right there. Alright. Another anxiety room for you, where essentially you're going to have a lot of open spaces here. And you're going to have a lot of enemies on platforms where you'll want to go to next, but they're in the way. ProInfernape trying to make a decision as to how he wants to destroy that enemy. So we're going to face the next boss, which is, I believe, called Twin Devil. I could be mistaken about that. But essentially what you're going to do in Celia from ProInfernape is when the eye comes out, he's going to shoot out the black hole bomb and do a lot of pausing. So he's going to shoot it out, pause, damage, pause, shoot it, pause, shoot it, and hopefully get a one cycle here. Nope, he's not going to get it. He's got to wait for the second cycle. So he's got to do the Jello dance here again with the devil. And down goes the Twin Devil. And he'll be going on to the final Wily stage, as we like to refer to it as the casino. So we're going to be using our concrete shots to get through these laser sections here, as you can either take damage from them, or you can just plug them up with the concrete shot. Which way do you want to do it? I think it's pretty obvious. Alright, so we're going to go through our refights here now. I'm going to take the time to thank SpeedGaming for hosting us this for the Mega Man 9 tournament. Coming up, as far as our schedule for this tournament, later on tonight at 8 p.m. is going to feature another race between Mr. Cat 55 and Slasher Arbiter. So look forward to that. Tomorrow is going to be a slew of races for this tournament, at 4 in total, so look forward to those tomorrow. Is Tornado Man gonna be a bro? Yep, Tornado Man was a pro this time. So earlier in this game, we used the Buster for Magma Man, but in sense, it's Tornado that's the weakness. But you run out of Tornado before he dies, so you gotta switch back to Buster, or use the Bazooka And we're going to use the bazooka because we're going to take on Hornet Man next, and, well, its weakness is the Magma Bazooka, so why not? Alright, so we're on to the Jewel Man refight. 2 shots, that's what we want to see. Easy Splash Woman refight there. And Concrete Man's our last Robot Master in the refights. Alright, so we're on the Wily now, and we're using the trident to reflect the egg that he fires out back into its jaw. So it's essentially a tennis match. What do you think? And the main reason we pull out the trident as, 1, it's spammable, and 2, we can just fire right into the jaw really like that. So the next section for this fight, you can use one of 2 weapons. The Concrete Shot, which, again, is very spammable and preferred, or you can use the Magma Bazooka, which can do a lot of damage. So we're on the last section, the real casino portion. And we gotta use the Plug Ball, which is very annoying, because you pretty much gotta be right on top of Wily in order to do damage. Juked him out there. And Wily being knocked off with ProInfernape here. One more shot, and we're gonna fire the bee at him. Alright, and with an official SRL time of 37 minutes 19 seconds, ProInfernape is the winner of the first match. As MetroidMaster is making their way through Wily 3 right now. These runners are, at the moment, scheduled to do at least 2 of their races today. If there's a third, I believe there'll be a decision between the 2 runners. If ProInfernape wins the next race, that'll be it. But if MetroidMaster wins the second one, it'll be a decision between the 2 runners whether or not we are going to have a third race between them today. So MetroidMaster is in Y3 as mentioned, and he's about to take on the Twin Devil here. See if he gets the one cycle with the blackout bomb. Ooh, and he misses the second blackout bomb, so he's going to have to wait for the next cycle to do damage again. And down goes the Twin Devil for MetroidMaster. Hey guys, let's get some noise in chat. Give it up for MetroidMaster as he makes it through this race, this run. Yes, all those things. Just missing the jump there for trying to get that large energy. Alright, so we're in a refight. Like to see 2 swoops, and we're not going to get a single swoop from Galaxy this time. We're going to just run out of concrete here. And as we refill with the Mega Tank here. Meanwhile, ProInfernape's going to, I guess, speed run Mega Man 10 while we wait. Alright. Plugging away at Plugman with the Jewel satellite here. And Tornado Man not going to be a bro for MetroidMaster here at all. Tornado Man doing Tornado Man things, none of which involves being a bro. 2 shots from the black hole bomb for Jewelman here, and boom, down it goes. Some more bees for Splash Woman here. Hey, and MetroidMaster completes the challenge against Concrete Man there. MetroidMaster having a little trouble with the tennis match against the machine. Alright. Part 2 against the machine. Alright, last part. Oh, poor MetroidMaster. Wily being a jerk to him. No! Not like this. I guess we're gonna do the machine buster only. Oof. Alright, so with that, Metroid will at least have all his ammo energy back. Still a little rough here right now. Cutting it close there with a spike. Alright, taking on the machine again. Alright, last time for the capsule in the casino again. And once again, Wiley being a jerk. Oh no! I think we lost MetroidMaster's audio there. There we go, we got it back now. Oof. Alright, let's see if MetroidMaster gets the capsule this time. Okay, folks, so it looks like MetroidMaster is opting to forfeit this race. We are finally going to move on to the second race, so give us a moment as we set up. Yeah, I totally agree. HJA, Wily Mega Man 9's a jerk. That one's just without E-tags, it's just an annoying fight to do. So I was. It absolutely is. So. All right. So we are getting our stuff together here. Once again, want to thank everyone for showing up for this afternoon race between MetroidMaster and ProInfernape. I am SpeedGaming on commentary. Thanks to SpeedGaming for hosting us, and we are about ready to get this second race going. All right, folks, the gate has been opened, the hounds have been released, and we're going to have this second race between MetroidMaster and ProInfernape. Once again, want to thank everyone for coming out today for this race between MetroidMaster and ProInfernape. I'm SpeedGaming on commentary, and for those who have not seen a Mega Man 9 speedrun before, the casual route has you take Splash 1 first, as it takes buster damage on a larger scale. But for the runners, they're going to go to concrete first, as concrete shots provide the most